I tell you what, Marcus, I haven't talked to you since my European tour.
That's right.
And quite a trip it was, brother. My daughters, they flew right straight to Glasgow, but Deborah and I, we went ahead. We flew from Charlotte to London, had a layover in London, and flew to Hamburg. Had this guy named Marcus pick us up and drive us. We had about a 2-hour drive to the hotel.
Good
But
name.
anyway, so we flew all night. I had a little bit to eat on the plane. I got to London. I had to make a rush to the bathroom right off the bat, and then that cleared up a little bit. So I'm standing in line waiting for a shuttle bus, and I'm like, oh, I get sick a lot with all the medicine. I had to make a beeline to the bathroom in London. I had to cut the line. Everybody's standing politely in line in London, England, and they're like, an American coming through. Hey, so I lose it there in London pretty good. So now I feel better. Now we fly into Germany. The kid picks us up, and we're in a nice van, and we're driving. And now Deborah's in the back seat. I'm not feeling good. And my wife never, I can count on my hand how many times she's actually physically thrown up hard. And so we're in the van, and now we get off the Autobahn, and you talk about some people flying.
Not a good spot for this.
Yeah, well, it was fun being on that thing, yeah. And then our guy was cooking, But anyway, so now we're off the hot main Autobahn, and we're going through these little villages to get to where the hotel is. We're almost in the middle of this little town with a traffic circle in the middle of it. Deborah's like, roll down the window. And the guy's like, the window don't roll down.
Oh, no.
And she said, pull over. And, man, as soon as he pulled over, man, she slides the door open. She starts to get sick hanging out of the van. I jump out from the passenger seat. I grab her by a ponytail. I'm holding the ponytail. She's getting sick. People are walking through this little German town again. Americans.
These damn Americans.
Welcome. Oh!
Yikes.
And not to mention, now you're kind of jet lagged out and everything. So now, I mean, what a hotel. That wasn't a hotel. It was a travel house.
Mm-hmm.
So it was out. I don't know why they picked this town. It's out in the middle. I thought I lived in the country. We were in the country. There were chickens and deer and cows and all kinds of stuff. Tractors going up and down the road. But we had this quaint little room. In a king bed, they just pushed two twins together. So you had the middle of the night, you fall in between them, But anyway, so we, finally get some sleep. We're dead tired, we're beat. We get up in the morning, we go down to have breakfast. I didn't recognize anything. I didn't know the cereal didn't look right. I'm like, I don't know, what is this shit? I don't know. That's the way my guts been, honey. I'm not eating nothing. She tried a piece of bread like a chipmunk,
So you guys had what, the stomach bug then?
No, just it wasn't food poisoning. I think it was just the food on the airplane just didn't agree with us, especially me. I mean, I get sick of the drop of the hat with all the medicine I'm on, but for Deborah to get ill, plus all the travel. And anyway, so the Marcus picks us up, and, we get in the van, and we got this kid that works from England and his girlfriend in the van. I'm like, holy shit, now we're jammed in the van a little bit. But anyway, it came in handy because we're driving down the road, and what do we see? This huge beacon shining. Happy to see it, a big, huge, giant M.
Oh, all right.
McDonald's!
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what I told you many times, man. If you're a wrestler, you learn that you like McDonald's because it's a lot what you can find on the road a lot.
Yep.
So we go to McDonald's. Deborah jumps out. I stay in the van. She goes in. All she's got is pounds and dollars. She has no euros. So it worked out. The English kid gave her some money. We paid him back.
Oh, nice.
And yeah. And then we went to the show, and what a great show, man. What German fans came out. We had a huge 2-hour meet and greet that we had to cut short. folks coming up. They had some great memorabilia, had some great questions and everything. And then, though, the only thing is the kid we're riding with is the main event. So I do the 2 hour plus meet and greet and do the opening, and now I'm like, okay, let's get out of here. They're like, no, we're here to the bitter end.
Oh man.
And so, man, so that made the day much longer. And but anyway, then we got to our travel house hotel. Spent the night. Got up the next morning. Flew from Germany to Scotland, London, and then to Scotland, and to Glasgow. We spent a few days in Glasgow. Had a great time. Went to the museums. Went around town. The fans were happy. People recognized. It's amazing, I mean, you think Tom Brady could walk around Glasgow, Scotland, and nobody's going to go, oh, hey, Tom. People are like, Hacksaw Duggan, it's Hacksaw. And we would find a little coffee shop in the square. I'd camp out in a nice comfy chair like this. Deborah would give me a scone and a nice coffee. Her and the girls would run off explore, and I'd sit there watching the town buzz around. And then we had 3 stand-up shows. The one in Glasgow, and one in Manchester, and one at the Dome in London, England. It was pretty cool. And it was great. The fans get a little more reserved than Americans. I don't think they're used to guys telling funny stories. Either that or I was just bombing real bad.
So
my
they were a little
best
more
Andre
polite.
stuff. Come on, guys, what the hell, But we had a great response. A lot of meet and greet after the show. Sold out of all the 2x4s, all the action figures we brought. It was a great trip. Flying back, nice and easy. We flew from London right to Charlotte. And we get to Charlotte. This was even greater. We get to Charlotte. Everybody's beat. And it's like a rush. Everybody gets off the plane. And it's a rush to get to customs. It's just it's a line. So the sooner you get there, the better. Everybody's rushing. I'm wide open. And Deborah, she had knee surgery, so she's going the other way. We're like the odd couple. Boom, 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 boom. I was walking behind her, and I'm limping one way. She's limping the other. I said, if somebody's behind me, they're having a hell of a show.
Man, what a journey you guys had.
Yeah, so we get to the customs, and Border Patrol guy looks at him and goes, Hacksaw. I'm like, oh.
It wasn't me.
And he goes, Deborah. I'm like, yeah, here, take the heat, honey. They were big, huge fans. They've been following me on social media. They knew I was coming in. They were looking for me.
All right.
So we're standing in line, and the guy goes, you've been trying to do that global entry, haven't you? And I said, yeah, because it's like a pre-check for global. You don't have to go through customs and everything, but it's hard to get. I've been trying to get it for a while. You have to do an interview, you have to be fingerprinted. I mean, it's a big, big deal. And it's always, it's a pain in the ass to go all the way up to Charlotte to get it done. So the guy goes, and Deborah too. He goes, you've been trying to do global. And we're like, yeah. He goes, cut my line. He cut his line, took us out of line. Took us over to the global people. We got our fingerprints, got our picture, got our global entry. They took great care of us, the Border Patrol guys. They took pictures with everybody, and it was a great trip, a beautiful trip over there.
Man, how about that, man? And it's so cool. As you were describing, just walking through a little place over there in Scotland, and people are recognizing you. That's got to be the most surreal feeling ever, where you're on a plane forever. You're all the way across the world, and people still know exactly who you are.
And I haven't been on TV for ever, really. I mean, for people still to remember, and of course, I haven't changed at all. I look the same I did 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Even better, maybe.
Yeah. And people pull Hacksaw up. And like we talked before, it's humbling to have folks stand in line and buy your picture. I mean, come on, holy smokes, God bless them, man. And nice. That's why I try to have a good time on my show. The German guy, he's like getting nervous in front of all these people. I said, no, it's like talking to a room full of old friends,
Yeah.
Everybody's there to see me. Everybody's in a good mood. I have a great time up there. Actually, the German guys, they do it different than America. I do a show. I got the 4 stories about Jake, 4 about Andre, 3 about DiBiase, 2 about, Undertaker. So I follow a formula. A lot of guys just go out there and wing it.
Hmm.
But this guy went over there and I sat and we did it. It was more a Q&A. So it was easy. But he's like, I never had people holding before. I said, I hope not. Shit, what the hell?
Yeah, gee, what kind of show you running?
But my Ric Flair joke, I mean, right off the bat, I come out, I give everybody, ho, ho. I said, guys, every time you see Flair, it's like, how you doing, Rick? Woo! I'm like, Rick, are your trunks too tight? Boom, boom.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's a tough crowd. Oh boy.
Yeah. But no, we had a good time. I'd do it again in a minute. Oh, I'd like to set up a longer tour because just by the time you get your body acclimated to the time, you're back. But it was only
Man.
4 hours in England, so it wasn't too bad.